I have a noisy neighbor. What are you hearing? Oh, just low. Okay. So we can maybe... Oh, I see. I see. It is a little bit of a quieter song, but I'm going to bump this up maybe 10%. Let's go. Or 14%. It is kind of a quieter song. Okay. Keyframe is 8 and recommended is 2. What does that mean? Restream's telling me that I've got my video keyframe too fast. My neighbors are still partying. Hey, Alpha. Hi from France. Oh, that's awesome. Where in France are you? Hey, Code Eric. Eric Vicenti. Nice that you could join us today. That's awesome. I'm not seeing YouTube, I don't think. Hey, Amon. Welcome. This volume's okay? Okay. Okay, so what I'm doing right now... Oh, okay, Eric. Do you remember which one? Yeah, it's no problem, Amon. You notice I'm looking off to the side here, and that's because I now have a vertical monitor where I can see chat, I can see stream labs, I can also see loopback for audio, I can see my pretzel for the music, everything's over there for like managing the show, and then over on the right hand side, and I'm getting some weird glitches with my Brio. That's a little strange. I'm gonna figure out what's going on with that. I want to see whether I'm coming through on YouTube yet. Okay. It is showing that I am live. Okay, that's good. So I'm actually live on my personal as well as Infinite Red. That's cool. Restream's really cool. It's really cool. You see the glitches? Okay, Gant. We're gonna have to figure that out. I don't know why it would do that. That's really strange. Eric says, I missed the first Chain React conf, so probably the second year, whenever that was. That would have been 2018. Had fun in Portland. That was a good year. Gant wasn't there in 2019. He had a little girl born around that time, so he had a good excuse. Nice. Cool. Well, we are off to the races here a little bit. Let me know if there's any like setup stuff kind of screwed up here. I don't know. Hopefully not. Oh, one thing that will be screwed up is this. Oh, and I did want to say, Kanhaya is in Asia. Never catches the live show, but always watches recorded on YouTube, which is really cool. So, hi Kanhaya. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but hopefully you can let me know. But I did want to say hi. Oh, Eric had a talk, that's right. Archangel, hey, welcome back. Which programming language would you recommend for native iOS, Objective-C or Swift? If you'd asked me like a year ago, I probably would have said Objective-C. And I still think that Objective-C mostly makes sense for the most part. But Swift is more and more viable. So, especially if you look at, let's go take a look here. I'm actually going to shut I'm gonna move, actually I can move this over here. Yeah, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, that's cool. Oh, and the other thing I need to do. So one thing I figured out was if I turn off my Nest cameras, or at least some of them, it helps with the upload speed. I don't have New Orleans internet here, but I do have some limitations for sure. So turning off that camera and that camera. This would be a good time to come sneak in. No, I've still got cameras on. I just don't want them all on. Okay, what was I gonna do? I was gonna, oh, React Native Coloco. So React Native Coloco. There's the NPM. Where's GitHub? Come on, Google. There it is. Eric, your talk was in 2018. I was just thinking about your talks, especially the AI one. We sat at the table together. Cool. It was great to meet you and the rest of Infinite Red. I've been missing from React Native scene for a while. Well, glad you're back to at least hang out with us here, Eric. And you should come back. Is there an issue? Oh, that's right. Yeah. I had asked for help on that one. So, the question was from Archangel. Archangel, you can see here that you can put M and H files, which would be Objective-C. You can also put a .swift. If you do a .swift, I think you still need a .h file. I don't remember exactly. And then Kotlin and Java as well. And it just works. If you use Ignite, it's already set up for, yeah, it's already, well, it was already included. I need to actually change that. This is not included anymore. So this needs to go away. Okay. Let's remove that. Remove note about Ignite. Inclusion. And we'll skip CI on this because we don't need that. Should we commit directly to main? I mean, this is literally just a README update. Yeah, why not? YOLO. Commit. All right. But anyway, React Native Coloco is one you want to look at. It's great for that. So you can use Swift or Objective-C. And there's examples of each, and it shows you exactly what you need to do to set it up. Note that this is not with the new architecture, which is coming soon. This is nice, actually, having this full screen. Now that I have this, everything else off to the side, I don't have to have everything like on the same display. I like it. It's good. It's very good. All right. This music's gonna put me to sleep. All right. So, oh, one thing I am realizing again is that I don't have the YouTube commentary. Let me see if I can figure that out. How do I do that? How do I see... Does anybody know on Restream how you can see the comments? Here, I'll just bring this over so you all can help me with this. All right, so we have... Okay, there's this. By the way, we can embed the stream right in my website, which would be kind of cool to do. We should probably think about doing that on rn.live. Bitrate is less than 1,000. Oh, for Facebook. Who cares about Facebook? So I don't really know where to go here. I thought there was a way to see chat, but I'm not seeing it now. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Maybe it doesn't include chat? I thought it did. That's weird. It's a little bit of an issue because if I miss stuff on like YouTube, and people are understandably not really happy about that, because I like chat, you know. Okay. Ragav says, "Hey Jamon, thanks for all your work on open source. I was using the Flipper plugin React-to-Tron last week, found an issue with the latest Flipper version." Restream Studio. Is that what it is, Aman? And Derek, I see yours on YouTube chat, but only if I have YouTube chat open. So what do I... thanks for the follow, by the way. And it's not popping up on my screen for some reason. But Salikar, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. From browser to your channels. That's from the browser. I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. Okay. Like if I hit start with studio, that, although if I, let's see, studio? Like I don't want to do this, right? This seems like the dumb idea. Chanman! I'm supposed to be doing some open source, but I'm actually working on my streaming setup. Which is like what I am always doing. All right, you know what? Forget this. I'm just gonna have YouTube open. If you're looking at my personal YouTube, I'm probably not gonna see that. I'm probably not gonna see chat over there. I will see chat on Infinite Red one. I can see it now. And then I have Twitch open as well. So, but yeah. So, let's see. Did I publish that? Did that change come through? It did come through. Good. Okay. So 5 minutes ago. Yep. Okay. We're good on that. We're good on that. I can get rid of there. All right. All right. Let's go look at issues. One thing I want to look at is Mobx state tree issues. By the way, is this big enough? I might need to make the text a little larger here for you folks. So I've been gone. I spent 3 weeks in Florida. And I spent a week in the Bay Area. Saw Chanman. If it's the same Chanman. Pretty sure it is. Maybe not. But I'm pretty sure it is. And Gant and I gave a talk down there at Reactathon in the park. It was great. It was an awesome conference. So that was cool. And now I've got a new setup. I've got a vertical display over there so I can actually see chat. And I've got my main area in front of me, which is nice because then I can work, you know, right here. This is all a new kind of setup. I'm hoping that it works. So while I was there, someone notified me, hey, there's a pull request to Mobx state tree we need to take care of. And there's actually quite a few. We need to go through this. So let's start with the newest one. Fix, don't override reconciliation types for unions in snapshot processors. So wrapped unions don't cause infinite recursion. This is a oh, you know what? Actually, Chantastic would be going by Chantastic and not by Chanman. So it is a different Chanman. So model, optional, processor, union, literal, A and B. This is a little funky. It's a little funky here. Processor. The action, you're setting the prop. Self.prop. You can just take the type of that prop and set it. And then create set prop to not throw. Okay. If it's not a union type, I can't say I understand exactly what's going on here. So here's the deal. One thing we can do is, and I've been using warp lately, by the way. All right. Okay, so code Mobx state. Actually, I don't know if I have it. Code. Let's just go to code and let's do repo clone. What is it anyway? Mobx.js / Mobx state tree. Let's just clone that down. GH is the GitHub. Funny guy. GH is the new CLI from GitHub. How many of you use it? It's off screen. Good call. Thank you. Interestingly, let's bring this over a bit. Does anybody know how to fix this stupid node jip thing? It just blows up every time I hit yarn. Pre-built binary is not found for FS events in Node. Is this because I'm on like a new Node version? Type error. I think I Googled this before and it was really a really old error. But then it seems to work, like, if I just run yarn, it's fine. I hate that you need to do a rebuild flags and stuff. I feel like it's different each time. Oh, man. I've run into this so many times. Thanks, yeah. So, what I'm going to do is... no. Okay. So, let's see here. GH... PR checkout, and which PR is this? 1887. So let's check out that pull request there. All right, and now we're in that. So the test is in there, and now I need to look for this basically. So I'll just search for it. There it is. And you know how essentially it's just wrapping this right here. I'm just going to comment that out. So comment that out, comment that out. Now, if I run the test, yarn test, it should fail, right? And then if I enable this, then it should pass. Okay, so there's that maximum call stack size exceeded that they were talking about in the thing. All right, so let's back these off and save. And now let's run yarn test again, and this time it should pass. And if that's the case, then I think we're in a good shape here. It was fine up to here. What's this? Do I need to like run yarn build? Probably. And then I'll run yarn test. Looks like it's working now. Because they're using built versions of Mobx State Tree. Okay, everything worked. All right. So in other words, I think it's good. So let's just go ahead and merge this. Approve. This has been a while too. Unfortunately, March 17. That was weird. Taken me so long to merge this. I'll cut a new release. So, so this looks like a patch level release. So let's go ahead and run yarn release, and then let's release a new version. So this one what? Oh, heh. I need to actually merge it first. That would help. Fix. By Tucker-Eric. And confirm squash and merge. And it's now there. We're going to pull again. And now we can run yarn release. So it detects that, hey, this has already been this has already been released. Excuse me. Okay, so now it's asking, do we want, a patch level, a minor level, a major version? It also has some custom ones and stuff, but I'm just going to do a patch level. And I do want to publish those. What? No. I'm not logged in. I wish it would test that beforehand, because I think I now have a tag that's been pushed. Let's see here. Oh, and by the way, I apparently haven't created releases for the last several of these. And yeah, this one's there. So I'm going to delete this one. This is problematic. I don't like this. All right. So I'm going to do an npm login. I'm doing it off screen because, obvious reasons here. So I'm going to go ahead and, just to be sure, I'm gonna set this to not share my screen at the moment. Don't want to leak any credentials while I'm streaming. How's everybody doing this morning? Right. Log in. Hopefully this does the trick. Okay, npm who am I? Okay. And then I am going to give this another shot. I think this is the one that I need to... Oh, hey, Kenhaya. It's 11:54 p.m. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Show the credentials. Sharing is caring. Salikar. Hey, only if you want to help me maintain Mobx state tree. Okay. So let's try this again. Yarn release. Oh, I think I need to actually this is probably not gonna work. Yeah, because it's gonna say I'm at 5.15. It's already released, yeah, okay. So git log, and we need to back up to this one. So git reset hard that, and then I need to git push origin force, I guess. Okay. So yarn release. Hopefully it works this time. So patch level release. Yes. Tag v515 already exists. Okay. Git reset hard, git push origin force, git tags, git tag 515. How do you delete a tag? Git tags -d v 5.1.5. Is that right? Tag, not tags. It's not -d. Lowercase d? Okay, and then I have to push tags. Been thinking about getting back into streaming myself, says Eric, but I have a meeting in an hour, so chilling with you is perfect. Awesome. Salker says, yeah, I got enough of my own to maintain. It's true. Hey, Jesse. Doing pretty well. So this is the annoying part of when you have a release failure with Mobx state tree. And I need to just automate all this. I need to make it, you know, like CI, right? Okay, so I need to, let's see, go to releases and then go to tags. And 514 is there, but not 515, is that right? Okay. And we've deleted it here. Does anything else exist? Don't think so. I think we can now go yarn release. And we'll try it. This is why you set up CI, CD. So 515, yes, yes. Let's see here, pushing to NPM. Okay, it looks like it worked. Okay, 515. I want to get caught up with each of these releases and the release notes, because that's kind of ridiculous that I haven't done that. 515. Good. Okay, we are up. So we go to. Okay. So what I need to do is create a release from this tag. And that was that pull request. When I just closed. So this one actually was 514. This one is 515. I need to actually see, was this 513? Okay. And is this 512? No. All right, let's start with 515 actually. So this one here. So this is the pull request. Okay. Version 5.1.5. This release try to set this up so I can actually look at both of these at the same time. Fixes an infinite recursion if you use I have to go to this here. A union wrapped in a snapshot processor. Yeah, exactly, Salikar. Fixes 1849. Thanks to for the PR. And then I need to copy this here. Okay. Wait a minute. What's this auto-generate? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I like it. I like it. That's cool. Preview. I'll just say this fixes an infinite recursion when using a snapshot, or what is it? A union wrapped in a snapshot process. Okay. Union wrapped in a snapshot processor. Publish the release. Perfect. Okay, why does it look like that? Good enough. Yeah, okay, nice. So let's go back to tags here, and let's look at 514. Okay, let's create a release from this tag. Hey, Rizwan. Third world country software dev. Do you seriously consider yourself a third world country? Like, I want to know for, like, I know you're joking about it, but like, is that a legit thing? I don't know if that's like offensive. Third world country, you know? Would you consider that to be offensive? 8 years in a mobile app development, still getting $5 an hour. Well, yeah. You know what my son makes working fast food here in the US? I want you to guess how much he makes. He works in fast food. 15 plus. Yeah, he makes $15 an hour. It also costs a lot more to live here, but that doesn't make up for it, you know. Things still cost, like to buy an iPhone, still an iPhone, right? Yeah, it makes sense to me. I think that's going to change. I think that's going to change over the next decade. I mean, I hope it changes. Compatible with 3.9 non-enumerable properties. Yeah, that's probably fine. I don't know if I really need to, or I'll just say makes compatible. Okay. Yeah, this looks good. So I'll publish that. 514. Cool. Contributors, nice. 514 is done. Now let's go look at 513. Create release from the tag. Auto generate. What? No pull requests associated with the commits, including this. That's a little strange. Let me go look at the comparison here. So this is just a version bump, I guess. This is just a version bump due to CI release snafus you can safely ignore. Publish that. Okay. Let's go back to releases here. That was my favorite type of release where nothing changes. 512. Actually, do I already have a release for 512? 513. 512, I don't have one. So I need to do that one as well. Pakistan. Trying to show work in open source coming toward your Mobx state tree repo for contribution. Nice. So Rizwan, I'm actually really curious. You mind if I ask you a question? What would you consider to be a really good salary? What would you consider to be like, you're like really happy about it? Fixed types, more tightly scoping by cav, full change log. All right. Yeah, this looks good. All right. I like this auto-generate release notes thing. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay, releases are all done. 515. Yeah, nice. So got that up to, you know what? It's always nice to be like, by the way, where's this sponsorship thing go? Ooh, Mobx. Michelle raking in all of the gold there. Subjective question, no matter where you live. It's true. I don't know. Do I want to look at dependable alerts? All right, let's go to pull requests. Exception to the sentence. I mean, we'll throw. I guess exception is implicit there. Doesn't hurt anything to add it. Yeah. We'll approve that. First time contributor, you know? So that's always fun. And right here, I'm gonna skip CI. ABHAGSAIN. Wait, I need the skip CI here. All right. So we're not going to release that, but that will get merged. Boom. Nice. Oh, you know what? That Nightbot streaming schedule calendar thing is wrong. I need to fix that. I'm gonna see if I can log in. Let's see here. What do you call this? A timer, I guess. Oh, yeah, right there. Okay, let me edit that. So this is the wrong streaming schedule thing. I guess we can just do this. I guess it runs every 45 minutes unless you all are chatting, and if you're chatting, then it won't interrupt you. So submit that. All right. So keep the chat going, or Nightbot will come in there and start taking over. $25 an hour would suffice, so I could work more towards skill growing instead of going toward night gigs to pan up stuff. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good to kind of know where you're at. Fear the Nightbot. Okay. Dynamic object type. Did anybody respond to this? Nobody responded to this. Yikes. Okay. Luo OCC says it's suggested that using types.map to support dynamic objects in MST, like the issue mentioned. Types.map. They're Mobx apps, so you need to use .get.set. Frozen. Oh, I cannot stand the name Frozen. It does not make any sense to me at all. I understand. My English is a little better probably than this person's, and I don't like the Frozen thing. YouTube chat's not visible. Oh, my bad. Hey, Ahmed. Vertical monitor. Well, that's the thing. Like, I had it. I'm still getting used to it. So the problem is that I'm using Restream right now, Ahmed. Hey, Uger. When I'm using Restream, for whatever reason, it's not picking up on Streamlabs, the chat. And I can't figure out on Restream how to see the chat. So I should probably Google it. I'll do it right now. Restream, see all sources chat. Cross-platform chat. Ooh. Really? Okay, there's a Windows. There's Mac. What's this? All right, let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. All right. I didn't know there was a thing called Restream Chat. Let's try it. Ahmed, it's all right. You need to be a little patient. I'm still getting my setup set here. It happens. I know you're young. Try to have some patience. All right. Where did it go? Where did Restream go? Can't be opened. Okay. What if I want to open it anyway? Okay, well, it's telling me that I can't open this. So, I'll just open it in the browser, I guess. All right. Let's see, what is my... I'm gonna have to go to my just chatting view again. And, open up my 1Password again, Restream. What did I use for Restream? This is strange. I forget what I logged in as. Oh, I know what's going on here. All right. Can someone send a chat right now? From, okay, so I see Salikar. I think that's Twitch. Someone sent it from YouTube as well. I'm actually gonna put it over here. Oh, I see Derek, I see Ahmed. Hey, this is actually working. This is actually working. Nice. Okay. It's all fixed now, Ahmed. I think we're good now. And that means I can shut off my YouTube streams. And we're good. Yeah, awesome. All right, good. So, I'm going to bookmark Restream chat. I am in all places now, says Gant. Cool. All right, we're back to work here. So, whoops, don't need that right now. I don't like Frozen. Frozen doesn't totally make sense to me. Types.frozen, basically what types.frozen means is it's basically like types.any and we're not going to watch it. What it probably should be is like types dot exact type of your list. Oh, I see. Yeah. It's like types dot don't watch this. Unless it's reassigned completely. But don't watch anything inside of it. So it's like unobserved. It's not a good name. All right, so one thing I like to do here is update these. So let me go JSX, update that. Gives me color coding, of course, so that's good. I developed a framework based on MST, and my colleagues were always asking me why their object shape data were converted to a map. Obviously, it's not in accord with their intuition. So, currently you'd have a map, and you'd create the instance with props. You'd get A, you'd get B. From entries, okay. More intuitive, you might take like types.dynamicObject from types.number, and then you just do .a and .b. Support of dynamic objects to MST. Interesting. Overlook. Dynamic object. Okay, this is interesting. So dynamic object, all right. I've never seen a new object added to a Mobx state tree, so this is a whole new thing for me. Creation type, snapshot type. Try collect model types. Okay, interesting. Okay. Model types. Dynamic object identifier mode. Why does this read like Java? No offense, by the way. I appreciate the PR. So, hook initializers, okay. Instantiate, create object node. Okay, as identifier. This is an interesting one. Ignore instead of frozen. One of the problems is it's not totally ignored. I think Java is a cool language. It's very useful. Ignore instead of frozen is the problem with that is like it's not totally ignored. If you totally reassign it to something new, actually, let's go check. Let's go check. Let's check. All right, so new sandbox, and I'm gonna go. What? I guess, sure. Okay, so let's go mobx state tree, and mobx react light. And then let's import types from mobx state tree. And then let's go const my model equals types.model, my model. And then we're gonna say freezing is types.frozen, right? And then something is going to be types.map. Oh, and then types.number. All right. So then we're going to create one. So const m equals my model.create. And then here we go. Freezing is just like some, you know, Jamon frozen. Actually, let's go Han. Han is frozen, right? Han Solo. And then something is going to be age is 35. All right. So that should be good. So and then we need actually in here we need an actions self, yeah, let it go. Let it go. All right. Set freeze. New freeze, and we're just gonna say self dot freezing equals new freeze, and then here we're gonna go set something new something is gonna be self dot something equals new something. Type of self dot freezing. Type of self dot something. All right. And then set timer. Actually, let's just do it in like a button, I guess. So button on click equals m dot set freeze. Let's change it to what did I do? Han? Okay, so Han, not frozen. Okay, and then we also need to go like, does a button have like a I forget. Button. Han, okay. Okay, there's Han. Whoops. See ya, Jesse. And then this one's gonna be, just age, I guess. And I'm gonna go age is 44. And then I'm gonna actually output the information here. So it's gonna be like m dot freezing dot Han, I guess. And then m dot something dot age, I think. So, oh, and I have to say like dot get, and that's what that one thing was talking about. So I get age. Okay, so we have frozen and of course nothing happens right now because I have to go observer around it. So let's grab that and import that from import. From Mobx React Lite. Okay. Wait, what did I do? Oh, not set freeze. Set something. Okay. What? How about we do this? Something dot set age, and then so this is going to be like a number actually. So we're going to say type instead of it's just going to be number. So you can set a new number. Okay, so if I set value is not a number. Oh, I have to set it to a number. Okay. So now it's 44. Okay. So, and if I click Han, it does actually update it. So you see that difference there, Jamon? It does actually update it. But here's the interesting thing. Let's say that instead of reassigning it, we do the same thing. Dot Han equals new freeze. And this is just going to be a string now, right? So we're doing the same thing as below. So now we're just going to say it's not frozen. Oops. Doesn't actually change. Although it's a little weird. It didn't change at all. Frozen, not frozen. I'm not sure why it didn't change at all. That's a little weird. Now I'm really curious. I'm gonna maybe self dot freezing. So it didn't actually update it at all. Well, actually, let me run it again. Yeah, it doesn't update it at all. So it is actually frozen. it won't let you update it at all. For some reason, I didn't know that. I didn't realize. So maybe that does make sense. Frozen means like... means that you can't update it, I guess. JavaScript free frozen object freeze. It must have, there must be an object.freeze somewhere in the code here. Whoops. Mobx shallow. Okay. So there's freeze. It if it's already an observable, either a primitive or an observable array, then it just returns the value. Otherwise, it will freeze it recursively, deep freeze, if not in production. So in production mode, it allows you to do whatever you want. In dev, though, it would actually freeze it. Actually, Mobx state tree does this a lot, where it'll be like, you're in dev mode, so we're gonna be very strict. It's like React strict mode. But then once you get in prod, well, you're on your own. Like, you better have done this right. It's kind of the idea. So, like, hidden final prop. Yeah, I mean, there's some really cool stuff in Mobx state tree, but it's just so gigantic. That's one of the big problems with it, and why people don't necessarily want to work on it. Value. Yeah. So can you unfreeze, by the way? Or thaw? Yeah. It doesn't give you any error, of course, if you freeze it. So there's an is frozen here. Yeah. Just tell it to observe again. I mean, this is actually good news, in my opinion, because types.frozen does what you expect it to do. Hey, Danny. Welcome. You did not miss everything. We did release a couple of new version, or one new version of Mobx State Tree, and now we're looking through some other PRs. Defreeze reminds me of the Deep Freeze Windows app, which freezes your computer to somehow protect you from viruses. I need water. I'm gonna take a little break and go get some water, folks. So let's see here. I will be right back. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I lied. It's very short break, actually. I'm back. Got some water. All right. So, back to this. So this is different than frozen. This is actually an observable object. They're saying dynamic object. Am I seriously on Twitter too? Oh, I don't have Twitter on this. Oh, sick. I didn't know I was on Twitter. I think I set that up when I first was playing around with this and I didn't actually test it. Can someone go to Twitter and reply? I see Luke replied there, and I have 3 people watching on Twitter. That's cool. 4 people. Someone do a reply on Twitter, and I want to see if it shows up in my restream chat. If not, that's all good. But I forgot that that was a thing. That's pretty cool. That's actually really cool. Restream is really awesome. Just playing in my Twitter feed, I got confused. I was confused too. I forgot I set that up. Forgot that was even possible, to be completely honest. I am not seeing... Don't know about Restream. I have to look into that. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the way to go. Hey, thanks for the follow, Dungeoneer. Appreciate you hanging out with us, as always. All right. So here's my question about this. This looks like a well done PR. This code base having 4 spaces for its tabs is breaking my face right now. Object keys and then just keys. Is dynamic object. The spelling there. But I mean, overall pretty good code here. What's the difference here? I don't know what the difference is here. Extends. Oh, looks like it just kind of reformatted this. And same with that. It's a little confusing there. If someone replies to my Twitter live feed, I'm curious if Restream will pick it up and put it in my chat. That's what I wanted to kind of test there, by the way. Yeah, this just looks like prettier stuff. Okay, map type or dynamic object type. So basically, using maps or dynamic objects. You did, okay. Danny, I didn't see it come through. Oh, there's Derek. There's Danny. Okay. Yeah, it didn't come through to chat. So If you reply to the Twitter version of this, it doesn't come through on my chat. Okay. I'm curious what the difference is between this and maps. I guess the big difference is you can do like dot notation, right? I kind of like this. I do. Why not just dot object? Or is that like a... Is that a reserved thing? Actually, let's go look at the code. Let's see here. So, types.object. Yeah, it's not a thing. Is object JavaScript object keyword? The capitalized object, but... Okay, I think I'd prefer object instead of dynamic object. Okay. I'm curious what the community thinks. I think this could be a positive change or a positive addition to the MST API. What do you think about calling it types.object? I don't think this is a reserved keyword. Actually, is it a TypeScript? TypeScript reserved keywords. No, not right there. Not there. Okay, reserved keywords JavaScript. Doesn't seem to be. Wait. That's Java. Capital object for sure, but not lowercase object. So I feel like we could probably get away with that. The other thing here is it making it observable? Curious how this works. Because it would probably have to you'd have to make it observable if it's not already. Dynamic object type. Okay. Create object node. I think that's what does it. Create object node. And that comes from internal. Create node. Get state tree node, set parent, new object node. I don't know. Some of this, like, Mobx state tree is so hard to work on. I'm sorry. It's just it is not the easiest thing to work on. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, whatever. So I'm gonna actually post this in the Discord. So like we have a Mobx state tree Discord. It's not super like, whoa. It's not super active, but I would like to, let's see here, PR review. Emil and Ruby are my main peeps. What do you guys think about this addition? Types dot object, or what is it? Dynamic object or types dot object. Okay, I'll just ask them what they think about it. Because I feel like that's we need some input, you know, before we make a change like this. Once you add something, it's hard to take it away, you know. So, oh, I'm actually also curious about one of my clients uses Mobx state tree like really intensely, and I want to know what he thinks. It's very similar to types.map, but a little more ergonomic. Okay, so okay, got it. So Mobx state tree is hard to work on. It is kind of fun once you do get something going, but let's see here. What would be good? But there are some. Here's an enhancement. There we go. Okay. There are some reasons maybe that we might look at some other options other than Mobx state tree. Primarily the TypeScript support, and then second, because even though it's an amazing system to get the inferred types, they can sometimes be hard to read. And then, wow, sorry about that. Mobx state tree itself is hard to work on, and that's problematic for a number of reasons. So yeah. Add flag to determine if an action is a flow-based action. Is it flow? Is flow action to flow-based functions, and using that in the reflection properties. Another library, Mobx itself. Potentially Mobx Keystone, although I think that's probably less likely. I do think that Mobx Keystone is pretty cool, but we looked at Zustand or Zustand which is pretty cool as well. So let's see here. Flow, okay. This is in the test. Okay, so create a flow action. Generate action. Flow actions includes generator action. Is MST action, is flow action, function with flag. Okay. Is flow action. Fair. Spawner, okay. This looks like it kind of updates that. We've got flow actions as well. Actions, views, volatile, and flow actions. Okay, so if it's an MST action, then it is pushed into the actions. If it's a flow action, then it's pushed into flow actions as well. Okay. SWR and React Query a lot of times don't even need a state library, and I kind of like it. Yeah, that's fair. So I'm actually on the side, and I may do this on stream at some point, but I'm doing a side project. But I have this thing where I use Mobx, not Mobx State Tree. Excuse me. Mobx State Tree, it's just Mobx with Firestore, and I'm basically reflecting the data in Firestore in my app with Mobx, which means that anything that changes anywhere will just update very smartly. And it's smarter than useState, way smarter than useState, way smarter than useReducer. And way smarter than context. Those things are all dumb. And Mobx React Lite, which is fantastic. Basically, if there's a property that changes in one little component somewhere, it doesn't re-render the whole tree like it would with useState or useContext. It just updates in that one spot. But the data is normalized. It's only in one place. I actually really want to talk about this in a future stream. I want to actually show what I'm doing because I think it's really, really cool. So Mobx by itself has got some real possibilities here. Do you want to play around with it right now? I'll show you some cool stuff. Let's just use Mobx without Mobx State Tree. So let's see. All right, we're gonna do a little Mobx fun. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this, and actually, I'm gonna leave that for now, and I'm gonna change this to, let's say, we want, let's see here. We're not doing Mobx, but we are using Observer. And I want. Yeah, let's do this with the rest of our thing here. So, let's say we have like a little, let's see here. So const, what would be a good example of this? Let's go, price, okay, equals function or observer function price. The reason I put price twice is because basically it allows you get better back traces when you do this. Okay, so return, and here we're gonna do a thing with like store dot price. Okay. So we need a store. So let's create a store. Const store equals make a auto observable, which you can see that comes in from Mobx now, right? Move this over just a tad here. So make auto observable, and then we just go, right now we have like a price, 50, and then we're gonna have like a, let's do like items, and then in here we're gonna have an item that has a name, and this is gonna be like, I don't know, LG 5K display, all right, and price is gonna be 3,500. Okay, so this is gonna be, I'm actually gonna pass in the props dot item. So there's gonna be an item that comes in from there. And this is gonna be not a price, this is gonna be an item. So item props, item is going to be, you know, screw it, whatever, any. All right. So we've got this items there, and I'm gonna actually put 2 of them. So we're gonna go, there's gonna be also, what did I just get? A Dell 1080p. This is actually not, is better than 1080p, but whatever. Price is gonna be 500. And then I'm going to say displays, and then I'm gonna go LG, right? Store dot items dot map item, and then here we're gonna pass in item. It's weird that makes sense, but it does. And then I'm actually going to add a little, let's go div. All right, div. Let's go. All right. So, randomize. Okay. So right now you can see that it's working. We have 3,500 with 500. I need to actually add a h4 props.item.name h4. All right. So we've got our LG, we've got our 1080p Dell in there, and they're showing up, but there's nothing kind of like all that big here. But when I click randomize, I want to be able to do something here. Props.item for, yeah, you're right. Thank you. Let's make a little action here. And it can be anywhere, really. Function randomize item price, right? And then we'll get an item. And then what I'll do is I'll say, maybe I could just do type of stored items. Sure. Okay, so can I say number right there? I think I can. Okay, so we've got the item. So so we're just gonna say like, now what you have to do is say run in action. If you don't do run in action, it won't work. It won't do what you want it to, or it will. Basically, everything has to be run in an action in Mobx Atrium if you want to make any mutations. So item.price equals math.random times 500, and actually we want to do like math.floor. So it's just a, yeah. So we're just going to randomize the item price. So let's do that. Randomize item price. Okay. So now it's changing to random prices, and you can see that it's updating, and it's doing so without having to do like a set state or anything like that, right? Now, one thing I want to do here is I'm gonna, in the item, I'm gonna do this for the app as well. I'm gonna have a const render. If you update an item or the other items referentially equal still, meaning mutations, like they're mutated. I think they are. Yeah. Rendered equals use ref. And I'm gonna have rendered.current equal. Actually, I'm gonna go true equals not rendered dot current. So anytime that this is rendered at all, ever, it will update this to switch. And then what we can do here is we can do a style, border color is rendered dot current. It's either red or it's blue. And then we should already have the border width is 1. All right. That work? Hello? Why is this not working? Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing down here. And I'm gonna do the same thing there. It's not working. Why is this not working? The style not working? Do I have to do like border style? Like, I don't need to do that, right? Like, how do I get a border to show up? Could I do outline maybe? Border style solid. Oh yeah, that works. Okay, so I'm gonna do outlines. Actually, I'll do a border up there. Style solid. All right, there we go. 1 pixel. Yeah. So let's go 3 pixels for the outside one. And the inner one is like that. And why is this not working? Current. Use ref, rendered current. I'm going to change this to border actually. It's not changing. Why doesn't it change? Correct, but I want to know when it re-renders. I'm using React Native styles, I know. I want to know when it re-renders. Is it transition? Is it transition? How do you like make it duration? Yeah, just do that. Yeah, it's not changing at all. Why wouldn't this work? You would think this would work, right? You're setting rendered. When it re-renders, which it is re-rendering, we know it's re-rendering. Why wouldn't it change the style? I feel like it should. Somebody help me. Blue, red. So those are red now. Yeah, see? That's not changing the render count. Oh, that would work. Yeah. Let's just do that. So we could just yeah, it's updating. Oh, it's doing 2 at a time. Why would it do 2 at a time? Why does it go 2 at a time? That's weird. Now I could do. Oh, that's because this is. Okay, I know why. This is React 18. Yeah, that's what it is. This is React 18, strict mode, renders twice. I don't want, let's see, I don't know if this works. What? Why are you complaining? Oh, this needs to be 0. Yeah, see, now it works. So I basically want to do the same thing up here, so I'll just go ahead and do that. Up here. And then... Okay. Okay. So, I think it's working. So, you can see that it only updates... It only re-renders the child, right? It doesn't update... It doesn't re-render the whole thing, which is great. Now, if I were to go back to the app itself and I wanted to always show the first, so, or let's say, yeah, the first, or let's say total, all right? So let's go store.items dot reduce, oh boy, okay, so previous, current, and let's go cur dot price plus prev, and then the 0, I think is what we would do here. P. Yeah, so it totals it up, right? Now look what happens. It re-rendered the outer one as well. You notice that all I had to do right there was access stuff that changed, like price. And now the outside is also re-rendering. You can see it changing from red to blue. You see that? It's pretty cool. So it only re-renders where it needs to. Now, let's say that I don't want this to re-render the whole thing. I don't want to re-render like everything else, you know, all of the children as well when I'm doing this. So no problem. You just extract this to a total store dot or items store dot items, right? So I'm going to make a new total here. So const total equals observer function total props. That's going to be any, because that's how we roll here. And then return, and then I can just drop all of that in there. And then instead of store.items, I just say props.items. Whoops. Props.items. Okay. So, and I'm going to drop this same thing in here. And I'm going to drop this same thing in here. So we've got that, right? So we're going to refresh the whole thing. Notice the outside is not changing. In fact, I'm going to go to displays here. where it says displays, I'm actually going to put a little renders, and it's going to say rendered current. So let's take it. So there's, okay, so refresh, and we've got 2 renders, okay? Now if I click this, that is not going up. The outer one is not going up. This one is changing, and it's re-rendering. And these, of course, are re-rendering, like as I click this, as they should. But this total is the only thing changing. Yeah, so Chanman, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. I should do a talk about this. So what happens is when you wrap your component, any component, in Observer, this function right here, it's a higher order function that allows you to basically watch anything that happens within this, right? So anything that changes inside of here. There's a couple other things you can also do, like an observe. You can do observe like that and observe just what happens in here. But then you can't like look at stuff up here, and so that's not as, I don't like that as much because this watches the whole function, not just the render part. So when you have an observer, it then pays attention. It's like, yo, we need to watch right now. And so it's come down here, it sees this, whatever, it doesn't matter. Boom, it gets to this. Item is an observable. Everything in here is an observable. This array is observable. Like if I were to do something that adds something to this array, right here, it would add another thing here. Okay? So, even the array is observable, and knowing that it's looping through right here with this dot map items, anytime you have this like dot notation, dot items, hey, if items changes, dot map, hey, if the number of items changes, or anything is replaced in the thing, item itself is passed through. That's also observed. So this observer is just tracking, like what, it's like taking a mental note. What am I accessing within this? And only what am I accessing? So if you look at the app itself, what am I accessing? I'm accessing items, but it doesn't re-render the whole thing, because this is a stable reference to that array, to the observable array. But total then can, re-render when it needs to, because it is checking every item itself, and if any of those change, it knows to re-render itself. So turns on observer mode, hey, watch everything in here, and then when you run in action, it now says, hey, remember when we were watching any of these properties or any of these other things? Anything that I'm changing within this action needs to go out there and update, tell everybody to update out there in the wild. And so item.price gets changed, right? So anything that's observing item will now update. And that, of course, would be each individual item, like these guys, and dot price right there is used, so it pulls that in. Yes, it's using a proxy. There's also a version without proxy. You can do it without proxy with Mobx 4, but Mobx 5 and Mobx 6 both use proxies, and Mobx 6 will actually smartly switch between proxy and non-proxy, just getters and setters. If you use it without a proxy, there are some gotchas, so I recommend using the proxy wherever possible, but those gotchas are pretty minor generally. Proxies are cool. Proxied object basically allows you to like observe things and watch what's going on. So, but yeah, this is what happens with this. And as, by the way, as you saw, I can pass an observed item to another component, and it still observes it. Now, if let me show you. Yeah, no problem, Chairman. Let me show you what happens if I take the observer off of this. Okay. So let's just try this again. Notice that these aren't changing, but this one is. You see that? These are no longer observed. So let me put that back as an observer and take the total off. What do you think is going to happen? These change, total doesn't change. And if I don't observe the main app, which is actually fairly normal, it won't have an effect because it wasn't observing anything anyway. But it's not, observers are fairly lightweight, so I wouldn't worry about it. Like, you can observe everything pretty much, unless you're doing something really strange. And what's cool about this is it encourages architecture to pass stuff down, like, for example, this total thing, into sub-components so that only they update. You also don't have to do, prop drilling. So if I were to just say total, and instead of props, I say store. I don't have to do prop drill in here because I have access to store. It's right there, right? So it works how it's supposed to. That's actually the cool thing right there. You can have this store that you just pass around. In fact, I like to do this thing where I go like underscore store, right? And then I go function use store. And I just return store. And then, so you have this store right here. So I just say const store equals use store. And then we've got it. And then right here, we've got another store right there. So const store equals use store. And we're not doing that here, so we don't need to. But it should still work. Yeah, it still works. This is Mobx and Mobx React Lite. This is not using Mobx State Tree. Mobx State Tree does the exact same stuff, but it adds other stuff to this right here. So instead of just make auto observable and dropping a bunch of stuff in and then having like custom actions like this, you have it all built into your, it's like an object. It makes it more Redux-like, basically. You get the Mobx appeal now, Danny? See, I should do more of this sort of thing. I should do more of this sort of thing. Kind of explain why we like Mobx. Oh, have to do an underscore right here. But yeah, you can see the re-renders really easily here. When do you use Mobx? Whenever I need to share state between more than one component. Because it just makes it so easy. So instead of trying to prop drill down, I just whip out Mobx and I'm good to go. Or Mobx State Tree. But always Mobx React Lite. And you might ask why Mobx React Lite instead of Mobx React. Mobx React supports class syntax, like class components. Mobx React Lite does not. It only supports function components, so it's lighter. It doesn't have all the rest of it in there. So I usually use Mobx React Lite unless there's some very specific reason I need to use Mobx React, which I avoid if I can. Just keep it lighter, you know. So I actually kind of like this, by the way. This is cool. I'm gonna... Yeah, I know my camera's glitching a lot. I don't know what's going on. It's not just you. I need to figure out what's going on. In fact, what is it called? It's a Logitech. Isn't it Envy? No. Isn't it Envy? What is it? Oh, by the way, my name is not showing up. Okay, there we go. No, Brio. Yeah, that's right. Glitching. Try a different USB port. Looks like people are having the same issue. Okay. Huh. Update the front. Okay, wait. Try a different USB port. Reinstall Logitech. Use MJPEG. Use the cable that came with the camera. Got worse results. Update the firmware. You don't really notice it? Yeah. It definitely does. Let me go to this bigger view. So, I don't know. Yep, right there. There's a little glitch. Did you notice that? I don't know why. I don't know why it would just all of a sudden glitch like that. I could try a different USB port. The Brio is incredibly picky about which port you use, and faster ports aren't necessarily the best option. Use 3.1 is less likely than a 3.0. Okay. USB tree view. Okay, interesting. Tree. If it's an Intel or AMD controller. You want USB 300 to be 1. If it's not, then... By the way, this is in Windows. Awful experience. I'm very impressed with this. This is amazing that they took the time to write all this up. Okay, so that's Windows only. I could try plugging into a different USB port. I might try that later. But cool. Well, got through some stuff today. Played around with Mobx. Showed you all how cool Mobx is. Danny gets the appeal now. I'm gonna screenshot that. All right. Screenshot that. Thank you. Appreciate you coming along, Jamon. By the way, Friday, I will be on with Adam again from Microsoft, Adam Foxman. He is going to be, he and I are going to be looking at some new release, a new release of RNX kit and doing some cool stuff with that. So make sure you tune in for that. Also, I should check. Let's see. Okay, I had Robin on. Live stream dual. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna have to figure out. But I'm using ping.gg, which is awesome. Had Theo on, or rather, he had me on from Ping, and he showed me how to use it. It's awesome. So I'm gonna be using that for guests from now on. So. Thanks everybody for hanging out, and I will see you on Friday. Have a great week.